Hey, welcome back. Have you ever felt like your business is a car with the gas pedal floored, but you're just not going any faster? Well, today we're talking about the secret engine that separates the businesses that stall out from the ones that just, well, soar. It's all about scalable technology. So let's pop the hood and see how you can build an engine for some seriously unstoppable growth. But hey, before we get into it, a quick pit stop. If you find this explainer helpful, could you do me a huge favor? Hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on what we've got coming up. It honestly really helps the channel out. Okay, let's get back to it. So let's talk about that feeling of being stuck. A lot of businesses, they hit what you could call a growth ceiling. It's that point where your old ways of doing things just can't keep up with new demand. You feel like you're working harder and harder, but the results are flat. Sound familiar at all? Well, you're not alone, and the good news is there's a way to absolutely smash right through that ceiling. Okay, to really get this, just imagine for a second, your online store completely blows up overnight. A celebrity posts about your product and boom, thousands of new customers are flooding your site. This is the moment, right? It's the dream. But, and this is a big but, without the right foundation, that dream can turn into a total nightmare, fast. And this slide just lays it all out, the two paths this dream scenario can take. On the left, you've got the old way, the traditional systems. Your website crashes, orders get backed up, and those thousands of excited new customers, they get frustrated and leave angry reviews. It's just chaos. But look at the right side. With scalable systems, your site handles the surge, no problem. Inventory updates in real time. Orders flow through smoothly. It's literally the difference between a disaster and a massive success story. So, how do you make sure you end up on the right side of that chart? Well, the solution, and kind of the hero of our story today, is unlocking scalability. This is all about preparing your business for success before it even happens. So what even is scalable tech? Well, at its heart, it's technology that grows right alongside you. It's designed from the ground up to handle more customers, more orders, more data without even breaking a sweat. And this is the crucial part, without you having to rip everything out and start over from scratch every time you hit a new level. Okay, that sounds great in theory, right? But how does it actually work in the real world? Let's get into the nuts and bolts. It really all comes down to three core building blocks. If you can master these, you've pretty much got the blueprint for sustainable growth. And these three pillars, they really build on each other. You start with your people, getting your teams in sync with boosted collaboration. Then, you free those people up by getting rid of bottlenecks using operational automation. And finally, you support the whole thing with a flexible architecture that can expand whenever you need it to. Let's dig into that first one. So first up, collaboration. You just can't scale if your teams are working in silos. You need real-time communication tools so everyone can move together as one unit. You also need a unified, central place for your data, because as you grow, things get complex, and you need a single source of truth to make smart decisions quickly. And finally, you need to be able to test new ideas fast, without getting bogged down. Having great collaboration is a huge first step, but you're not going to scale if your best people are just swamped with repetitive, manual tasks all day. So the next step is to use technology to free them up to do the work that really moves the needle. It's time to remove those human bottlenecks. And this table shows you exactly how. Instead of a person answering the same 5 questions over and over, an AI chatbot can handle it. Instead of someone manually entering payroll data for hours, software can do it in seconds. See, every single piece of automation lets your business handle way more volume without having to hire more people for every little task. You're basically decoupling your revenue from your headcount, which means your business can grow like crazy without your costs doing the same. All right, the third and final piece. This one's a bit more technical, but honestly, it might be the most important of all. It's the foundation that everything else is built on top of, a flexible system architecture. This is what allows your tech to physically expand when you need it to. And the key idea here is something called horizontal scaling. Now, think about it like a grocery store. When the lines get really long, what do? They don't replace the cashier with some super fast robot, right? No, they just open another checkout lane. Horizontal scaling is the tech version of that. Instead of buying one giant, crazy expensive server, you just add more smaller, cheaper ones to share the work. It's way more resilient and so much more cost-effective. And today, the absolute best way to get this kind of flexibility is through cloud infrastructure. It lets you tap into the power of horizontal scaling without having to buy and manage all that physical hardware yourself. You can, in effect, just rent those extra checkout lanes whenever you need them and close them when you don't. With the cloud, you get access to all these incredible resources on demand. Need a ton more computing power for a Black Friday sale? You can spin up servers in minutes. Need to make sure your website is lightning fast for customers on the other side of the world? A content delivery network, or a CDN, basically puts copies of your site in servers all over the globe. It's like having a local branch of your website everywhere, at once. So let's bring this all home. You've got your team collaborating like a well-oiled machine, you've automated all the tedious stuff, and you're built on this super flexible cloud foundation. What's the payoff for all this work? Well, the payoff is finally breaking through that growth ceiling for good. So here's why this really matters. This isn't just about having cool tech, it's about being a smarter business. It's cost-effective because you only pay for the resources you actually use. It's super adaptable to whatever the market throws at you. And maybe best of all, you can finally stop worrying that your own success is going to break your systems. It frees you up to focus on the one thing that matters, growing. And that really brings us to this final powerful idea. When you adopt scalable tech, whether you're just starting out or making the switch now, you are basically giving your business permission to grow as big as it can possibly be. You're building a business without limits. So, I'll leave you with a question to chew on. Looking at your own business or your own projects, what is the single biggest bottleneck that's holding you back right now? Is it a collaboration issue, a manual process that could be automated, or maybe an old system that just can't keep up anymore? Figuring that out, well, that's the first step to unlocking your own limitless growth. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.